welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time tuning in, hi, my name is Julia Graf and I make fragrance videos on here. So if that kind of content interests you, you can make sure to subscribe to my channel, activate the bell icon for notifications right beside, and you can also support this channel by checking me out on buymeacoffee.com/Julia Graf. Thank you to those of you who already supported my channel with a donation. I always reinvest that money back into the channel, buying, equipment and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much. Let's talk about my most worn perfumes and fragrances of the last year, 2020. I mean, thank goodness this year is over. And I really tried to go through each month. So I'm gonna be starting from January all the way up to December. Which ones I wore the most, which ones I made the biggest dents in. So in January, I distinctly remember wearing this one by Perfumes a lot because I purchased this late December 2019 and then I wore it all through December and into January, and this is the Perfumes now discontinued calligraphy line. So this is the calligraphy rose. Sadly, it is discontinued. I have seen it still on a few sites. This is an incredible, very Middle Eastern inspired fragrance from the Perfumes line. They were trying to catch attention in that market. It's a beautiful rose with saffron and a lot of incensey touches. So the main note in here is this beautiful Turkish rose. There is saffron in here, which is very noticeable. So it has this kind of spiciness to it with the saffron, but just this really rich, creamy, jammy rose. Unfortunately, this has been discontinued. This is an amazing performer, really great longevity. Sillage is nice, people can smell this. I absolutely love this. I actually just wore this yesterday again, and I love this for the cooler months. This is a small bottle of Leather Oud by the Christian Dior Private House collection or Privé range. I think it has sadly been reformulated. I wish I had gotten my hands on the old one, but I can't find a bottle of that one anymore. Leather Oud is a really stunning, super strong, smoky, skanky, leathery, and oud fragrance. So if that does not sound appealing to you, I totally get it, because this is not a crowd-pleasing scent. This is a very strong, masculine type of leaning fragrance. I mean, it's unisex. A woman can wear this. I've never actually heard of any woman here on Fragcom who likes or talks about this. This makes me feel strong and sexy and large and in charge when I wear this. It makes me feel like a boss when I wear this because it is so unusual, and it's a fragrance that you wouldn't expect on a woman. So, and I actually like to wear this sometimes just by myself because it's not a crowd-pleasing scent. Okay, and in March, I remember I wore some Sarah quite a lot by Guerlain, and this is a really stunning, elegant, late 80s, I think it was released 1989. It's a Floriental. It's very florally, but very oriental. There is this very strong sandalwoody note. There is vanilla in here. There are some beautiful florals. This just is super classy. It reminds me a little bit of something more vintagey, but it doesn't go as far back as something like Guerlain Shalimar or Heure Bleue or something like that. It is a more modern vintage, because I mean 1989 is not super old. It just is so elegant, it's so classy, it's refined, it works great in cooler temperatures. So I remember wearing this at the end of winter. I got this bottle this year and it's almost halfway done. So we're now in April. I wore a lot of the Versace Crystal Noir. This is the Eau de Parfum. This is the large bottle. It's the 90 milliliter. There, you can kind of see it. And I used about half of it. So, and I only got this last year. And this is a really interesting floral, spicy, warm, rich floral with a touch of coconut. And this is the kind of floral that I actually really enjoy. This is not a super spring-like fragrance, but it is a floral, so I feel like it is appropriate to wear in springtime. This one always gets me compliments. I love this. This is so good if you like sort of interesting florals, spicy florals. It's a little bit fresh, it's a little bit spicy. There's that coconut creaminess to it. Really, really nice. Okay, so in May, it was full on spring mode here in Switzerland where I live. The one that I really reached for a lot is also by Versace. And I didn't even realize this when I was making this list, that I was mentioning two Versace's back to back, but This is really what I wore a lot in the spring. Like both of these were sort of my spring florals. And this is the original Versace Signature pour Femme, I think it's called. Now this has been discontinued from the Versace line, but you can still buy this on some discounters. The main notes in here are lilac, wisteria, and guava. There are other notes in here as well, but that's like the main thing I get. This is like a super sparkly, super spring-like floral because lilac and wisteria are just the quintessential spring florals for me. They're not heavy florals, something like a tuberose or a rose, which are just really, you know, full-bodied and rich. They are just very uplifting and light and airy. And the guava note gives it this slight tropical note. But yeah, see if you can still find this. This is a 35, or is it a 30 ml bottle? And I used about half the bottle. So now we're up to June. I actually purchased this this bottle of Alien Eau Sublime this summer, and I've used quite a bit of it. This is actually an eau de toilette, but it has very good performance, and I used about this much, which is quite a noticeable dent for me. And this is like a lighter, fresher, slightly more citrus version of Alien. I don't think I really wore Alien a lot last year just because I had, you know, discovered so many new fragrances, and I feel like Alien, it's a beautiful fragrance, but I smell it so often on so many different women that I just don't want to wear it because I don't want to smell like everyone else. But this is, I think I almost like this a little bit more now than the original Alien. This has this bright citrusy opening with mandarin orange, orange, and galbanum. You of course have the jasmine that you also get from Alien, so you do have that original Alien DNA, but it's not as indolic as the original Alien. You also get tiare flower and heliotrope, and then the base is cashmere wood and white amber. So you still have that jasmine amber DNA, but it's just a lighter, crisper version of Alien, and I actually really like this. If you are an Alien girl and you want to wear Alien in the summer, try this. I like it more than the other current releases, like the Mirage or that water-based one. Like I thought it was really awful actually. One of the worst releases from Mugler in a while. So in July it started getting very warm here, and the one that I reached for a lot is by Guerlain, and this is one of their Aqua Allegorias, and this is Limon Verde. This is the only one I have from the Aqua Allegoria range, and I don't really see myself picking up anymore. I mean, the only one that I'm thinking of maybe buying if I find it for like a really good deal somewhere is Passiflora, because these ones are fabulous. They're super refreshing, but they just don't have a super good performance. They perform more honestly like a cologne, but the fragrances themselves are so stunning and they're so modern. They're all like very fresh, light, airy, often very citrusy fragrances, and that is the same for Limon Verde. It's basically like a lime, a caipirinha. The caipirinhas in, I think it's in Brazil, right? It has the lime and the juice of the lime. Then there's like cane sugar in there and just the sparklingness with the ice cubes and stuff. This reminds me of sitting on a terrace somewhere like at a restaurant drinking caipirinha. I don't feel like there is mint in here, but it just gives a very refreshing feel. So gorgeous. The sprayer on here is fantastic. It's like so perfect for summertime. So now we're in August, and this is the one that I really wore a lot this summer. You can see how much is missing. I purchased this bottle like last summer. This is Terracotta by Guerlain, and this is just the most stunning tropical fragrance that has a lot of tropical flowers. I think there is a tiare flower in here, a vanilla in here, there's a coconut. It's just like coconut, vanilla, and creamy tropical white florals. Let me just spray it because I haven't actually worn it in a long time. This is really just a summer fragrance for me. Oh my God, it's so good. Yeah, just a burst of tropical white blossoms, like tropical white florals. This would be great for a summer date, summer beach holiday, like a tropical holiday. So in September, I purchased one of my favorite like all-time fragrances, and that is Chanel Chance. I have worn this fragrance on and off since this was released in like the early 2000s. I wore this a lot during my college or like university years. This is the eau de toilette version. So I know they have released now so many different flankers and also the eau de parfum. I actually prefer the eau de toilette because it's the freshest, and to me, it smells the most like Chanel Chance. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the new flankers like the Vive and I don't know the other ones. The other one that I really like is Eau Fraiche. Super fresh and sparkling. Whenever I try to describe this, this kind of reminds me of like a sparkly young Chanel fragrance that like the younger crowd would wear. So if you are not a super big fan of Chanel fragrances, like this is the only Chanel I own. I have owned this one and the Eau Fraiche. This one might appeal to you because I feel like it's more sparkly, it's like more vivacious. I mean, it is still a Chanel fragrance, it's still like super elegant. Oh, but it smells so good. There is like this patchouli vibe to it, but the patchouli is like really refreshing patchouli, if such a thing even exists. Just uplifting. There is like this peppery note in here. And what I love about this is it just kind of goes with anything. If you don't know what to wear to your next like job interview, to your next like date night, to your next like daytime event, even going out at night to like a movie or something, you can always wear Chanel Chance and you will never stick out like a sore thumb. Like you're always going to smell great. You're going to smell classy. Now we're heading into October, and the one that I definitely wore the most in October is Dior Addict, the Eau de Parfum. And I have the 50 milliliter bottle and I've used almost half of it, and I used that in a very short amount of time because I absolutely love this fragrance. I did a whole video review about this, so if you want to go check that out, I will try and remember to link that. You can see what I think about Dior Addict. I have the new Est version, which I think was 2014. They have reformulated a few times. This is the current version that is being sold in stores. I just wish I could get my hands on one of the older versions. The older versions had like a different cap, like this, it had like a hole here and it was gold. The new one is silver. This is a super spicy, beautiful, cinnamony vanilla fragrance with this very interesting green opening. Beautiful, spicy, warm, cinnamony vanilla. Really rich. The opening. Oh, the opening is like stems of a flower or something. I think it's jasmine or orange blossom. I think that's what it is. It's the orange blossom. But then you get this green vibe as well. And I've just sprayed perfume all in my glass of wine. So let's see how that tastes. Okay, I can't really taste it, thank God. So now we are in the month of November, and the one that I distinctly remember wearing a lot is by Montel, and this is Black Oud. This is a really gothic rose oud incensey type of fragrance. It's very dark. There is patchouli in here, there is oud, there's rose. So this is not something that I would really wear in the summertime because it's just really heavy. This is like beast mode, performance and projection. Let me just get like a little bit of this. It's so jammy, like the rose is front and center. I've done a whole video about this because I purchased this one by Montel and I also bought Oud Cuir Therapy, and I actually discovered that these two together are an absolute dream combination. So if you want to see that video, I review each of them in depth, but this is what I probably did wear more. I actually wore this again recently. This is a really great like wintertime rose fragrance because it's like dark and gothic and oudy, but it's not an animalic oud, it's more like a woodsy oud. And the one that I wore the most actually in December, this was a surprise favorite, and that one is by Kenzo, and this is Kenzo Jungle Elephant. This is such a gorgeous, spicy fragrance. This is made for it to be a women's fragrance, but I definitely think men can wear this because it's not super florally or like super sweet. There is a little bit of sweetness to it because there is also a mango note in here. So it's kind of an interesting one because it's like super, super spicy. There are cloves in here. I think there's ginger and like lots and lots of spices. There is this mango note, which kind of gives it a tropical edge to it. So perfect for like around Christmas time if you're into spicy fragrances. Like I love cooking with those types of fragrances. So I actually wore this a lot. Like you can see there's quite a bit missing. This was created by Dominique Ropillon, and the quality of this is basically like niche quality. It really projects, it lasts forever, it smells super high quality, and you can buy this at discounters for an incredible price. It's one of my strongest performing fragrances I have in my whole collection. Now I do have one honorable mention that doesn't really fit into any particular month because I wear this a lot to bed. I mean, I would wear it kind of off and on during the day as well, but that is Girl of Now by Elie Saab. And this is a super sweet, gourmandy, nutty fragrance. The main notes I get from here are orange blossom, almond, and pistachio. It's very syrupy. It's like almondy, syrupy, almost like the almond has almost a marzipan type of a vibe. It doesn't smell super nutty. It's more like marzipan. There is pistachio in here as well. The pistachio reminds me of like a pistachio gelati, and then orange blossom. Orange blossom is really strong in here, but it's just like this super sweet, slightly gourmandy floral with a very syrupy vibe to it. Another one by Dominique Ropillon, and performance on this is actually really good on me. There's a lot missing. This is one that you don't need a lot of, so I don't have to like overspray, so there isn't like that much missing, but that's a lot for a strong fragrance. So those were my most worn fragrances of 2020. I can't wait to see what 2021 brings. If you would like to let me know what your favorite fragrance were of the last year, please post that in the comments. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I will see you guys very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye.